My name is Paige, and I'm 30 years old. I currently live with my husband, Yasuji, and our 2-year-old daughter, Panimi. My husband works a 9-to-5, and I'm a full-time housewife. Right now, we're saving up money to purchase a new home. We're under tight financial restrictions, but we're still living happily as a family. And more than anything, I'm just happy that I can stay by Panimi's side every day and watch her grow. But one day, the company Yasuji worked for got hit by a recession and quickly went bankrupt. After losing his job, he managed to find another company that was willing to hire him, but he isn't making as much as he used to there. And so given this situation, I suggested this to Yasuji. Hey, I don't think we're going to be able to keep putting food on the table with your salary alone, so I'm considering working a full-time job again to support our family. And you know how you're working shorter hours right now, right? Could you start picking Panimi up from preschool after you get off work and do some of the chores around the house before I get home? Am I asking for too much?
You are. I don't know if I can do that, honey.
What?
You know how you went to your friend's wedding the other day and made me look after Panimi all by myself?
Well, sure, but what about it?
Didn't I tell you that was probably one of the worst days of my life? There's no way I'll be able to look after Panimi on my own.
Yasuji always said that he wasn't very good with children. It almost felt like he had changed his mind when we had Panimi, but that only lasted for about 6 months. After that, he's been a non-factor in terms of raising Panimi. When I came home on the day of the wedding that Yasuji was talking about earlier, Panimi was crying on the floor while my husband was sleeping on the couch with headphones on. Sending Panimi to preschool isn't cheap, so ideally Yasuji would be able to look after her all day, but I guess I don't have a choice. And so I decided to ask the preschool to look after Panimi for an extra 2 hours every day. And now that I'm working a full-time job, I'm in the office from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day. And after getting off work, I immediately head over to Panimi's preschool to pick her up. Man, I've been so busy the last few weeks, I haven't gotten enough time to relax and let off some steam. I'm home.
Oh, welcome back, Paige. I'm hungry. So can you make dinner for me? Oh, awesome! That's a critical hit!
He's playing games on his phone again, and he didn't even take in the laundry for me. All of his clothes are still on the couch, too. Why can't he just put them in the washer? Hey, honey, when did you get home today?
Huh? When did I get home? I think it was around 4, but why? Oh shoot, nice! That's another critical hit!
You always get home before me, so I'd appreciate it if you helped me out with the chores around the house a little.
What? No! Why have I gotta do that, huh? You know that I'm not good with chores, right? I mean, you've known this from the very beginning, but you still chose to marry me, so you're just gonna have to do everything for me.
What the hell did he just say? You know what? That's enough. I have got to put this guy in his place. I know that, but you can still try. And besides, you haven't shown any willingness to learn. Maybe if you try it a few times, you'll become better at it. I have been super overwhelmed lately, and I need you to help me out here.
You're kidding me, right? But I'm a man and you're a woman. Chores are supposed to be...
You know what? Forget it. I'm not making anything for you tonight. If you still want dinner, you can just have this.
Wait, but that's a cup of instant noodles, though. You're kidding me, right?
And so during dinner, Yasuji watched Panimi and I enviously as he ate a cup of instant ramen for dinner. And the next morning...
Hey, Paige, I've been thinking about what you said last night, and I know how hard you've been pushing yourself lately. So I wanted to thank you by taking you to a hot spring hotel.
What? A hot springs hotel?
That's right. I want to give you a chance to relax for a few days, you know? And don't worry about the money. I'll pay for everything, so please, could you start making dinner for me again? Please?
I guess Yasuji feels bad about what he said last night. This is his way of apologizing and showing his appreciation to me. Well, he looks like he's being sincere, so I guess I can forgive him. And with Panimi in my arms, I said this to him. Well, I'll be looking forward to the trip then. But on the day of our trip... Wait, what? When we got to our destination, we saw a bunch of people walking over to us while waving their hands at us. Isn't that Yasuji's family? That's his parents, his uncle, and aunt. And even one of his cousins is here. And that's when I whispered this to Yasuji. Hey, why is your family here? What's going on?
Well, guess what? I managed to convince my mom to pay for our stay here. That means We get to go on this trip for free.
What? You convinced her to pay for us?
I explained to Mom how hard we've both been working lately to make ends meet, and she was so impressed that she said she was willing to take us on the trip for free.
Really?
That's right. Sorry I didn't tell you beforehand that my family was coming with us. I thought you'd refuse to come if you had known that my parents were going to come with us. So...
And so here we all are, seeing each other for the first time in what feels like years. Hey, Paige. Hey, Yasuji. Long time no see.
I heard that you've been doing a heck of a job raising your kid, Yasuji. Good job.
What? No, he hasn't. He's been a terrible father so far. What has Yasuji been telling these people? And so I got on the taxi with all of Yasuji's relatives, but...
Hey, we're gonna stop by a famous ice cream shop before we head to the hotel. Is that okay?
And so we got off the taxi and we're about to head inside the ice cream shop when...
Hey, Paige, can you wait here and watch over our stuff? Don't worry, we'll get some ice cream for you as well. All right, everyone, let's go!
Wait, but you can't leave all your stuff in the middle of the street. It's getting in people's way, and... But before I could finish my sentence, Yasuji and his relatives headed into the ice cream shop. Their stuff is clearly getting in everyone's way. Why couldn't they have just brought their stuff with them? My mother-in-law remained with us as well. But the only reason she didn't go into the shop with Yasuji and her other family members is because her legs don't work very well. I can't ask her to help me move all of the stuff that's in the middle of the sidewalk, can I? But to make matters worse, that's when Panimi started sobbing her eyes out uncontrollably. She probably got car sick from the taxi ride here. The situation is getting worse and worse, isn't it? But that's when my mother-in-law went up to Panimi and gave her this. Here you go, Panimi. You can have this. It was a bright red hair ribbon. Wow, that looks so cute. Thank you so much, ma'am. I actually made this myself, but man, I don't know what my family was thinking leaving you guys out here like this, and they shouldn't have left all their stuff in the middle of the sidewalk either. After accepting her grandmother's gift, Panimi stopped crying and stared at the ribbon closely. All right, now's my chance. Let me move everything out of the way before everyone gets back. Thank God my mother-in-law is here with me. She's one of the most understanding people in Yasuji's family. And after a few minutes, Yasuji came out of the ice cream shop with his family. He was carrying ice cream cones in both of his hands, and a shopping bag was dangling from his arm.
There was a cute apparel store next to the ice cream shop, and my father bought a couple of clothes for me. But anyway, here's your ice cream. Thanks for waiting, honey.
But that's when Panimi, who was in my arms, started punching and kicking the air. I accidentally dropped the ice cream that Yasuji was trying to hand over to me.
What a waste. You're so clumsy, Paige. You gotta be more careful.
I guess he's in a good mood right now, because usually he'd start yelling at and blaming me for wasting the ice cream. When we arrived at our hotel, Yasuji headed straight for the onsen and ignored Panimi and me as we unpacked all of our belongings. It took 2 hours for me to get everything ready, and that's when we were finally able to take a bath in the onsen. But Panimi, being 2 years old, started running around the bathtub, so I had to wrap things up early and leave the onsen after a couple of minutes. Oh, and when I got back, Yasuji was already gone. When I checked my phone, I noticed that he had texted me and told me he was drinking at the bar with his relatives. I obviously couldn't take Panimi to the bar, so I had no choice but to put her to bed and go to sleep early. But when Yasuji got back from the bar, he woke me up and started speaking gibberish to me. God, he's drunk again, isn't he? And the next day, Yasuji, his aunt and uncle, Panimi, and I went to a restaurant in the city center to have lunch together. But he kept on making me carry all of his stuff. And I got tired after a couple of hours. But Yasuji seems to be having a lot of fun, though. Why can't he just help me out a little and carry Panimi for a few hours? I got fed up and said this to him. Hey, you took me on this trip so I could relax, right?
Yeah? Why?
Well, I haven't been able to relax the last 24 hours. I'm actually exhausted, you know?
Huh? Well, why don't you go home then? Oh, wait, look over there. That snack looks really good.
He's not even listening, is he? I can't do this anymore. I'm not even kidding when I say that I'd rather be at home right now. And so after getting back to our hotel, I packed up all of my belongings without telling Yasuji about it. After gathering all of my stuff, I took Panimi with me and headed over to the entrance of the hotel. But that's when I ran into this person. Huh? Oh, Paige? Wait, are you going home already? And so I explained to her that I was heading home because Yasuji wasn't willing to let me relax on this trip. I told her that I was using more energy on this trip than on any other normal day, and that it wasn't smart for me to stay here. What? Oh, you're kidding me, right? But my son told me that he's been doing an excellent job taking care of his daughter and doing all of the chores around the house. That's why I decided to pay for his stay here, but I can't believe it. So you're telling me that he was lying to me? God, I cannot believe that asshole. I'm going to make him pay for this. After apologizing to me on her son's behalf, my mother-in-law gripped her fists strongly and started trembling in anger. Oh God, I wonder what she's going to do to him. But man, I have a feeling she's going to be able to teach him a lesson. And a few hours later...
What the hell? What are you guys doing?
Yasuji and his relatives came into the room Yasuji and I were staying in, and as soon as he saw me, he said this to me.
Do you know what's going on right now, Paige? My family dragged me back here for some reason, but I don't really know what they want from me. But anyway, could you pour some tea for me? I'm really thirsty right now and could use a drink. Oh, and you better make sure that it isn't too hot. I don't want to burn my tongue again.
Why don't you do it yourself then? You have to stop making your wife do everything for you. That's when Yasuji's parents walked in. All right, Paige, go and enjoy the onsen with everyone else. Don't worry, we'll stay here and make sure that Yasuji is taking care of Panimi properly for you.
Wait, what? Why have I got to...
Shut up! Paige told me everything. You haven't been helping her with any of the chores, have you? I texted everyone about this already, and they're all super pissed at you. I mean, why wouldn't they be mad? You lied to them. And besides, you brought Paige along with you so she could take some time to relax, didn't you? Now's the time to let her do exactly that. All right, Paige, go ahead. Don't worry about Yasuji and Panimi for now. Just go and do whatever you want to do. And then she smiled at me softly like an angel. Thank you so much. You're the best, ma'am.
Wait, hold on. You're not actually gonna leave me here, right, Paige?
And so Yasuji's other family members took me around the city and bought clothes and snacks for me. We were out together for a couple of hours, but I had a lot of fun. And they all apologized to me sincerely for what Yasuji has been doing to me. They all seemed embarrassed of their nephew/cousin, and when I got back to the hotel, Yasuji said this to me.
You bastard! I don't know what you told my mom, but you can't do this to me!
I was only gone for a few hours, but he seems completely worn out. This is what Paige has to go through every day, you know. This is what you've been putting her through. Now, Panimi wants to ride your back, so come on, get on all fours, you idiot.
Yes, ma'am!
And when we were all checking out of the hotel the next day...
All right, Mom. You're gonna pay for us, right?
What are you talking about? You're gonna have to pay for your stay here. Oh, and you better pay for Paige and Panimi as well.
What?
What do you mean, what? I only said I was gonna pay for you because you told me that you were helping Paige out with all the chores around the house. But now that I know that was all a lie, I have no reason to pay for your stay here.
What? That's ridiculous! I went through all that trouble to look after Panimi yesterday. Don't you think I deserve some kind of reward?
I don't, and besides, you only took care of Panimi for a couple of hours. Paige has been doing the same thing every day for the last 2 years. Can you even imagine how stressful that is? Oh, and I know our relatives got you some gifts during the trip, but you better pay everyone back for that as well.
What? You gotta be kidding me! This isn't fair!
What's not fair is you lying to us about your contributions to your family. Right, everyone? She looked back at her family members and they all nodded in unison.
Oh, so I'm the bad guy here, huh? Fine then. I don't care anymore. Paige, I want a divorce.
What? What in the world is this guy talking about?
I don't like kids, remember? And if you're gonna keep on making me take care of our daughter, I'm not gonna be able to live happily from now on. I don't want that. So I need you to break up with me.
This sounded like a crazy proposition, but I thought about it for a second and... Sure, let's get a divorce then.
Wait, what? I thought you were gonna beg me to reconsider or something.
Well, you never do any of the chores around the house, you never look after Panimi for me, and your salary isn't even that good. I have no reason to be with you anymore, so I think it would be smart for me to get a divorce with you.
Whoa, hold on! I was only joking and...
If you guys are getting a divorce, you better compensate Paige for all the trouble you caused for her and pay her daughter's child support as well.
Wait, what? Compensate her for what, though?
Shut up and just do it, all right? If you're not going to do as I say, I'm not going to let you move back in with us. You're not going to be able to survive on your own with your current salary. Do you want to end up becoming homeless, or do you want to sleep with a roof over your head every night?
Well, I guess the latter?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Paige, you can send the divorce documents over to my house, and I'll make sure that Yasuji signs it and turns it in. Oh, and don't worry, I'm going to make sure he properly compensates you for everything he's done to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And so after thanking everyone, I walked out of the hotel and got on the taxi that my father-in-law had called for me. He even paid for the ride. But just as I was about to leave...
Paige, wait! I don't actually want to get a divorce with you! I was just joking when I said that
I didn't care what he had to say to me, so I slammed the door in his face and headed back home. Panimi must have been exhausted from playing with her father all day yesterday. She was fast asleep, and I gripped her tightly as we returned back home. Yasuji ended up paying for our room, and our divorce was finalized after a couple of days. I got custody over Panimi, and now Yasuji has to pay her child support until the day she turns 18. But like my mother-in-law said, he had no choice but to move back in with his parents and have them support him. Surviving on his own just wasn't an option for him. His salary didn't allow him to do that, and now he's working day and night at a factory nearby his house to make ends meet. Oh, and his mother is also making him help her out with the chores as well. So I heard that he's been pretty overwhelmed the last couple of months. Meanwhile, Panimi and I moved into a cheap apartment. Now that I don't have to take care of my lazy husband anymore, I'm able to live my life more comfortably. I feel like I have more time to relax than before, which is crazy when you think about it. Maybe I should have gotten a divorce with him earlier. I didn't want to rob Panimi of her father, but she doesn't seem to care at all, so... When you think about it, he never took it upon himself to take care of her, so he probably felt like a stranger to her. Oh, and when Yasuji's mother called me the other day, she said this to me.
Hey, Paige.
Hi, how are you doing? Oh, and thank you for the gifts. Panimi loves those ribbons that you made for her.
Oh, I'm glad they got there safely.
And the other day, Panimi drew a picture of you at preschool. I still have it with me, so I'll send you a photo of it later.
Really? Oh, well, that would be great. Thank you so much. Is she there with you right now?
She is. Would you like to talk to her? Hey, Panimi, your grandma wants to talk to you.
Thank you for watching! What kind of crazy people will we get to see next? Stay tuned for more!